What's going on, guys? CT Picker here. Just popping up. Just got back from the gym, so in my gym clothes, but just gonna make this like a raw, uncut video because I didn't have anything planned for this week. But this is super important and relevant to the time of the year, tax year. So, guys, listen up. If you are in business or not, this is gonna be kind of important video. Just going over like numbers and understanding taxes, how important everything is. So let's just get straight into it. Like I said, it's gonna be raw, uncut. Try not to shake the camera too much here, but so last night I pretty much stayed up to like 3:30 just reviewing my taxes, really just studying everything, trying to understand it, because this is the first year that I have an LLC and I'm filing as an S corporation my taxes. So in the previous years I just had I was just considered a sole proprietorship. Everything was under my personal tax returns and stuff like that, so it was a little bit more simple. But still, looking back on everything, I wasn't fully understanding all the deductions, just basically how, taxes work in general, because I'm only 22, so only 3 or 4 years ago was my first time ever filing taxes, and I had a business, so it was all like a big learning curve. But I kind of just want to go over like the importance of everything for business and personal. Starting off with business, guys, understanding your numbers is huge. No matter the scale of the business. If you're a reseller, I see this problem a lot with resellers. They don't understand their numbers. They're not tracking things throughout the year. They're just like waiting to the end of the year, throwing up a bunch of documents to a CPA. Maybe not. Maybe they're just trying to do it their own. They're probably doing things wrong. And that's when they figure out like how much money they make, whatever. And then they might be surprised they made a lot less money. They might have made a lot more money. Now they owe a bunch of money in taxes they did not pay quarterly. Stuff like this is huge. So number one, if you're in business, track your expenses throughout the year. Some people do it once a month and just get everything organized per month. I like to just go in almost every day. If like there's activity throughout the bank accounts, I have my bank accounts linked to QuickBooks. I just go refresh every day. See if any, if I made purchases for like bubble wrap or craft paper, if I made a big purchase, if I had sales trickle in to the bank account from like whatnot, I took a payout. I just go in there, categorize everything. So throughout the year, I have a whole profit and loss that I can check, see how much money I'm making. I can understand my numbers, how business is actually going, because sales, sales are a good indicator. If sales are up, that's a good indicator you're making more money. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is profit. And I try to tell you guys this all the time. Forget the big fancy numbers from all the sellers. Profit is king. A lot of these people, like I tell you guys all the time, a lot of these big Amazon sellers, they're making 10%. Sometimes they're losing money. They're not telling you the full story, so that's a little bit deceiving. But yes, profit is king, number one. And throughout the year, if you're tracking everything, you see, hey, I'm making a little bit more money than I thought this year. We got to adjust some things. For me, like I have the S corp, so I pay myself a salary now, and then I have the business profit. So adjusting that is gonna save me like money on taxes if I have to adjust my salary, have to see if I'm gonna take a distribution, stuff like that, because that's the whole point of having the S corp, is splitting up the salary and distribution to avoid not to avoid, but to actually avoid the self-employment tax. You'd be saving yourself about half of the self-employment tax, because the other half is deductible regardless. So that's about 7-point-something%, which if you're making good money, that adds up quickly. So I'm glad I set up my S corp. And what was I saying? Yeah, so if you're making a lot more money, you might say, hey, instead of paying a little bit extra in taxes, I might want to invest in a newer desk. Maybe like if you're in the video game business, you want to invest in a disc resurfacer, because that is going to be you're going to be able to depreciate that on your taxes, whether you want to take it in the first year or split up over 5 years. It's going to be a nice write-off for you. You might as well spend the money on your business to make more money. That's the whole point of deductions and how business taxes are set up. But if you don't know how much money you're making, you can't, make more educated calls on things like that. And then on the tax return side, like I thought I understood how an S corporation actually worked, but the more research, I studied my tax returns last night. When I was confused on something, I was doing research on it. I learned about, I didn't know that I was able to write off the payroll taxes from the Connecticut Picker employer side, because when I pay myself a salary, I am paying employer, the Connecticut Picker, the business is paying taxes on top of that. So I'm able to write that off. I'm able to write off 20% of the business profit on the, it's a little bit confusing if you don't understand. So really going through there, understanding everything, what does this acronym on the tax return stand for? What is this? What is that? It could be confusing because now the S Corp is a little bit more in depth. Understanding that you can't take out a distribution if it's gonna be more than your basis and all this kind of things. But regardless of that, even on if you're a W-2 employee, if you don't have a business, it's super important to track your expenses, know your personal finances, because so you can budget for savings. It's regardless of having a business or not, you should understand finances is basically the number one thing I'm trying to get to the point here. Not enough people are, fully understanding of what's going on. But especially if you're in business, guys, don't just throw everything to CPA, have them file the taxes, and I feel like a lot of people don't go over the tax in depth and look over their numbers throughout the year. They're just okay, this was my sales, this is my profit, okay, cool. They're not understanding if you do this way, you can get a little bit more. If you're doing itemized deductions, if you're taking home office, if you're set up this way with your mileage versus whatever. You guys got to understand this. Numbers are huge. Another thing, let's get our freaking basic business terms correct, guys. Profit margin and ROI are not the same thing. You cannot make 300% margin. That doesn't make sense. ROI, reward on investment. If I spend $1,000 on a collection and I want to double up, my ROI is going to be 100% because I spent $1,000 and I made $1,000. After fees, shipping, I have $2,000 now. That's ROI, guys. Profit margin is I sold the collection for $3,500 total sales, and I made $1,000 on it. That would be a 35% profit margin. You can't make more than 100% profit margin. Stuff like this. I see sometimes even big resellers on Instagram or YouTube, they're saying the wrong term, and it's kind of confusing. I know numbers are confusing for a lot of people. Everybody in business seems to use different numbers. If you ask them how much money their business is making, they'll tell you annual sales. They might tell you EBITDA. They might tell you the profit. They might tell you whatever their margins they're working with. They might tell you their freaking lifetime sales. I know everybody has a different, or they might even tell you the run rate. This is all stuff you guys should be, if you're in business, if you're a reseller, take very seriously, understand these things. It's important. When I first started, I thought I knew all this stuff, but it was very surface level. If anything, I was confused until I did my own research. So just do your own research. Let's all try to understand these basic business terms. If you're, trying to sell professionally, it's important. And yeah, guys, that's just a quick little rant. Make it easy for me, no editing, and I can get something up for you guys since I don't have anything planned. But by the end of the month, I should have a pretty cool announcement. If everything does go well, I should have a pretty cool announcement for you guys and a cool video. I'm going on vacation in 2 weeks, so yeah, 3 weeks, so it's really hectic. I'm trying to clear out the collection I bought before I go on vacation so I can come back on a clean slate. And yeah, that'd be 4 months into the year already. Then we can start a clean state and buy some more collections. But yeah, I'm trying to get to work these next couple of weeks, so I'm busy. I don't know if there's gonna be another video coming up before the end of the month, but keep an eye out for some shorts. Follow me on Instagram. Follow the Whatnot as well. I've been posting on Instagram the previews of the Whatnot. On Whatnot, we've been doing crazy theme shows, Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, stuff for everybody. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.